Still holding it down? Is it just you and one other guy now?
Yeah, it's just me and one other guy now, young POP, you know what I'm saying? He's locked up at the moment, but once he get out, he gon' hold me down. He been holding it down from day one, and that's all the rest of my friends done shook the spot. Nah, nigga can't pop bottles in the club, you know, pay they way in the club. You know how it is when they leeches, but Leroy Rito, aka POP, he been there for me through it all, man. Real talk.
Let's talk about your mom. How's she doing? Have you seen her? Does she talk to you?
Yeah, you know, she right me, you know what I'm saying? She come through when she can. She hold me down.
How many times has she been to visit you?
She ain't gonna come visit me because she can't stand seeing me behind the glass, so that's out the question. My mama will come up here, turn Lane Murray out.
Do you feel like that's your fault that she won't come visit you, or do you feel like that's her fault?
Nah, I don't look at it that way, but my mama like a sensitive person when it comes to me. She'll be crying the whole visit, and you know, she already be thinking they be doing me wrong. She be calling up here on every set. I wouldn't want her to come up here seeing it, cause that'll make me, you know what I'm saying, shed tears.
From the moment when the YouTube thing hadn't happened yet to the moment when it happened, how did you first hear about it?
Man, I was like, this officer named Mr. Simmons, he was like, what do POP mean? What's Pimp Squad? And I'm like, where you heard that from? And he was like, you an internet sensation. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Did you think he was kidding?
I don't know, it kind of had messed my head up, but now I don't think he was kidding, because he wouldn't have known, you know, this is country time. They wouldn't have known nothing about me way from Port Arthur, you know what I'm saying POP, hold it down, Pimp Squad. So I knew he knew something. And then like the next day, it's this girl from New Orleans, my home girl. She was like, Ryan, man, I heard you on the radio. I heard they was playing your audio on 106 The Beat, you know what I'm saying? And they said Free done the good. I'm like, man, stop lying.
Since you've gotten in here, have you heard about this TV show Orange is the New Black? Do you know what that is?
Nah, I never heard of it.
Over the past, I want to say like 2 years, maybe 36 months, there's been 2 or 3 seasons of this TV show on Netflix that's been a runaway, breakaway hit, and it's about women in prison. And it makes life in prison for women seem fascinating, like it's a soap opera almost. In the TV show, the women date each other, they get into fights, there's conflicts and stuff. Is it like that in prison, or is that just TV?
Man, it's like that in here, man. Like,
Go ahead.
90% of the fights, 95% of the fights in here is behind, you know, they love us.
Have you gotten into a fight since you were in there?
I got in a fight in the kitchen, but matter of fact, it was with a female. I was pimping out her money in here.
All right, so what happened?
Basically, I ain't want to be with her no more. She was talking down, and she, you know, I was like, bitch, get on. And she was like, your daughter's the bitch, and I whipped her. But the law ain't see somebody snitched on me.
Was she pretty?
Huh?
Is she pretty?
Did she what?
Is she pretty, you know, attractive?
Man, nah, she out of there. I was just using it for her money because my money was funny at the time, you know what I'm saying? I was doing bad, so the next best thing I'ma do is, you know, talk a female out her cash where they could put money on my books through Huntsville.
So, do you have a new girl that does that?
Nah, the female I'm with right now, I really like her for her, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing like that.
And is she in there?
Yeah, she in here.
How'd you guys meet?
Man, say we was highs together and SAG, and you know, one thing led to another.
And is there sex in prison? You don't have to like get anyone into trouble.
Yeah, they be doing their thing.
How does that happen? I mean, you have to sneak off somewhere, right?
Yeah, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, sneak in the shower when the law ain't looking, you know what I'm saying? In population, they be sneaking in each other cubicles, have somebody watching for the laws, you know, they get it in.
So that brings me to my next question. Is there anything about prison life that you like?
Nah, it ain't nothing about it I like.
Being around a lot of girls all the time doesn't do anything?
Nah, man, you know, in the world, I don't be around no females unless they my family members or my girl. I don't like females because they messy, dramatized, and it's just too
So I was talking earlier about how the Black Lives Matter movement's picked up a lot of steam, particularly in the black community. This is a huge thing. President Obama got behind this. It probably never would have happened with George W. Bush. At the same time, now there are some attacks on police officers. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
There have been repercussions against cops, including here in Texas. And some people think that's fair and some don't. What do you think?
Man, I think it's fair, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of crooked laws.
So recently there was this guy named Darren Goforth. He's an officer in Houston, and while he was pumping gas. And this woman up in Woodlands, Texas, named Monica Foy, said she was glad that Darren Goforth thought he had creepy pervert eyes. And now people are attacking her on the internet. What do you think about that?
Man, it's a freedom of speech. She entitled to say what she want to say, but at the end of the day, when you're a crooked law, what goes on in the dark comes to the light, you go get yours.
Do you think there are any good cops?
Nah, it could be, because I done got pulled over with drugs before, you know what I'm saying, with a homeboy, a bag of rocks, and the law just let us go, you know what I'm saying? So there is some good cops.
Sure. What'd they do with the rocks?
He let me keep them.
He let you keep them?
Yeah, send me on my way.
That almost seems like a trick. Like he followed you somewhere? I mean, what do you think?
Nah, he ain't followed us. We was making sure. I was like paranoid, like probably like 10 blocks. Once we got like 10 blocks where we was from, I got out and I went dumped people trash can. The trash cans was in front of the street, you know, waiting to get picked up. I went and dumped all the bags out of there and put my bag of dope in there and put the bags back. And we rolled around for like 30 minutes and went back and got it because we was paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some good cops, but there's a lot of crooked cops.